Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Do Nothing Project. Good to see everybody checking in over here. Hillary, Lois, Diana, Elizabeth, Brooke, Brenda, Amy, Fred, Jeff, everyone, all the towns, all the countries, all the regions. Super good to be here with you. I am trying this from a different angle. I'm down in Costa Rica. And maybe this looks better than before. Less stroboscopic effects flickering in the background to create seizures in people. So if you've never been here before, this is the Do Nothing Project. Basically, our very minimalistic virtual live meditation where folks come from all around, tune in, and we got a good little community thing going here. It's from 8 to maybe 8:45 Eastern time, where I'm at right now. It's 1 hour earlier, wherever you're at. And the idea is that we get together, we do a more or less fairly straightforward meditation. We might talk about some issue, some theme related to practice, might answer questions, share reports. And it's fun. It's minimal. It's good. It's nice to have community. It's nice to feel like you're not just this crazy person doing this weird practice, that there's other crazy people out there doing the practice. And there's something that happens, we sit together just knowing that other people are doing it at the same time, that are doing a similar practice. It kind of, it keeps us present in a particular kind of way. So tonight, very grateful that you all showed up, and welcome if you're new, and congratulations if you're old and you're coming back. So today I was thinking, and then thanks to Lily and to Andrew and to Milan and to Tristan and all the people that helped kind of make this happen. So today I was thinking about what to do, and I was thinking I want to call this one the beatdown. So call this meditation we're going to do, this theme, because today is kind of like been a sort of a beatdown day. Meaning life just sort of like kicking you in the butt. And I was thinking about this when I was watching my little son Eden, and he's having a beatdown day. He just woke up, tired. He didn't get good sleeps, which meant we didn't get good sleeps. And he just was feeling rough from the morning, and then he just was not quite landing his naps. Didn't quite work out. Every time he would almost be falling asleep, something would happen to wake him up. A freaking coconut would fall or a mango would fall on the top of the roof, or some loud voices would wake him up, or he just would, something was disturbing him, and he was kind of irritable. And then he would just, what it's like when you're just not getting enough sleep. You really see it in a little kid. For him, it's just like his reactivity is very much right there. He's just always a little bit overtired, and I'm feeling it too. Like feeling a little bit beat down today. Both my wife and I aren't getting a lot of sleeps, and it's sort of like, it's one thing if you don't get not a lot of sleeps 1 or 2 nights or 3 nights in a row or a few weeks in a row, but this is sort of like going on 4 or 5 months where you're getting, just like 2 hours, 3 hours less than you're used to getting, and a cumulative effect. And so feeling just kind of beat down, and he's feeling beat down, and we're feeling beat down, and we're taking him out, and just everything's kind of just a little off for him. And then we bring him home tonight to get him ready for his nap, and he's got these little cute fat folds in his neck, but they're all kind of irritated because it's kind of like tropical grime in there. And so Sarah's trying to get it out, and it's really it's like not cool for him. And he's crying, and he's overtired, and life's beating him down. And I'm just looking at him, and I'm thinking, oh, my son, I wish I could give you some tools. And I think crying is actually a tool. Crying is a kind of cathartic way in which we let go of stuff. But just thinking it's going to be a few years before I can be of use to him, other than just doing all the good things that parents do. And thinking how glad I am that when life's giving me the beat down, that I have tools. I have medicines that I can do. And meditation is one of those medicines. So I thought I'd say a little bit about how meditation can help when we're having a rough day, how it helps me. Important to say that sometimes it's not the right thing. Sometimes meditating is not really what we need. We have a different medicine that works better. Like sometimes the medicine of just being in nature for me, being out, especially if I can go underwater, swimming in a pool or a lake or an ocean, but the equivalent of like a nature bath when I'm out in the trees, like that is something that really can help me reset in a way that just sitting sometimes doesn't do the job. Um, or talking to a friend, just talking about how you're feeling beat down. That can be really cathartic. Um, and I'd be interested to hear what you guys do, like sharing your medicines. What you do. It's going hanging out with a dog, going for a walk. Physical exercise, taking a bath, being in the garden. I mean, you got to kind of find your own medicines in life, and it's important to know what those are. But meditation can also be a medicine, and it's not like different kinds of practices are going to work for different people around this. I'd say that the basic three strategies for meditation, the kind of main strategies for when you're in a hard place and you're feeling like either you got physical discomfort or emotional discomfort, and you're just feeling kind of beat down, are three strategies are focus towards, focus away, or love. Um, Focus towards is going into the discomfort, kind of the classic insight practice where you just try to notice, well, where am I feeling this? Can I open a little bit more to it? Can I have this sort of friendly, open attitude to where I'm feeling this? And if you're going to go in, then it's the thing to always remember. If you're focusing towards, it's always about kind of titrating, pacing yourself. You go in a little bit. If it gets too intense, maybe you back off, focus somewhere else, go in a little bit more. That's kind of the focus towards thing. And there's a lot I could say about that, and we'll explore a little bit. But another totally legit strategy is the focus away strategy. You know what? I'm just going to focus on what's still in my experience. I'm going to focus on my breath, or I'm going to focus on a mantra, I'm going to focus on sounds, and that's completely legit. And just the act of doing that, as we kind of really fill the real estate of our consciousness with something else, the intensity that was there before and some other part of our experience can start to cool off. So that's a great strategy. And then another one is love. And whether it's love you have in a more focused towards way where you're going into difficult sensations and you're really trying to do kind of a loving kindness thing at the same time towards that. Or maybe it's more of a focus away strategy where you're just visualizing yourself or other people and you're doing some loving kindness practice, and that can really make a difference, like self-compassion practice. So I thought today, as always, you can do your own thing. If you got your go-to practice, absolutely, this is the place to do it. Some people just like to sit, close their eyes, and just exist, which is a sweet one. That's also a very compassionate practice in its own way. Um, I'll lead a little practice that's just about kind of honoring the beat down, if there's any beat down there. That's going to start with kind of a focus away, just focusing on the breath or the body to get settled. And then a little bit of turning towards where there might be, is there some discomfort here? Can I welcome that? Let that be here as well. And you might want to do that too, or you might want to not go into that part of it and stay with the first part. Kind of up to you. And then we'll finish with a little loving kindness. And this is medicine. This is medicine that definitely helps me when I'm feeling the beat down. So let's explore. Hopefully, it'll help you guys as well. I actually found these time things. They're another piece of luggage. So we got a bell. Let's go. 7:10, 25 minutes. We'll finish at 7:35. Okay. All right. So it's nice to start with a few breaths off the top, or a few more deliberate breaths where when you're breathing in, you're sort of stretching up the spine. This big in breath, connecting to that upward motion, the straight spine, the little bit of alertness there, oxygenating the body. And then there's the out breath, the beautiful out breath. which is sort of like uh, this letting go of the breath, letting go of the diaphragm, deliberately softening the shoulders, not in a collapse because you've got the upright spine, but just in a what part of any tension I might have with me can I kind of breathe out right now? Can I soften a little bit? I'm telling you, sometimes this out breath just feels like, oh yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thanks for letting me just take a load off, breathing out whatever tension I'm holding in my shoulders. And that means being deliberate about the worry lines in the forehead as you breathe out. Just see if you can soften those a bit, soften the jaw, soften the hands. The belly can be soft too. And right here at the beginning, we do this little move where it's so compassionate. This move of welcoming everything to the party. Welcome everything that's here, all the sounds, the imperfections in the room around you and yourself, all the ways in which things might not be going how you want it to be going. But okay, I'm just going to welcome all that anyway. Let the sounds be there, the sounds of the neighbors, the traffic. Let your body discomforts be there. Let your thoughts be there. It's all good. It's a brave thing we do right at the beginning, just to open up to all that in this kind of heartful way. And it's brave. That's why the spine is straight in the one seat, the dignity in the posture, knowing that there's that quality of opening to experience, opening to reality, how it is in its full intensity. And we keep that equanimity going there in the background, even if in the foreground we end up focusing on something a little narrower. So you can make that choice now. You can stay in this more open awareness practice of just welcoming everything, being aware, sitting, kind of practicing, having no agenda. Or if you want a bit more structure, you can begin to focus on some home base in your experience, whether it's the feeling of the breath, that sense of being a body in the world, this home in the world, point in the body, hands, maybe sounds. What we're looking for in the focus object is something that heals to us. It can be it can be a home base to us. It's not exotic, just the thing you're going to pay attention to. Let's try that for a bit. So we're just getting settled here. Starting out, maybe paying attention to some simple sensation in your experience. So much of meditation's about appreciating the basic goodness of simple things, being a body, of having a breath, being in the world. So noticing something. It's the sensation of the breath, the belly, or settling feeling of the body as it connected to the chair, the cushion, the ground. Sense of space around you, the temperature, the sound. Just feeling yourself here. Yeah, this may be right where you want to stay. Probably in a more open, undirected practice, just being, you're lightly paying attention to a home base, letting yourself get absorbed in some simple good thing. And there may be still a bit of discomfort somewhere in your experience that may have been there at the beginning, not, or come up, maybe a little body discomfort, some hangover from a subtle beatdown, subtle emotional thing that might be there in the background. And we always have an option if we notice this in practice to just let it be there in the background, focusing on something else in the foreground, or we can kind of turn into it a little bit, getting curious about it, seeing if we can send it a little bit of welcome. Meaning maybe it means noticing, a bit of a discomfort in the shoulders, emotional feeling around the eyes or the throat or the belly. And when we turn towards those things, they can sometimes expand a bit. And that's normal. And as that happens, if it happens, it's sort of like, do I want to stay with this in this open, accepting way? And at what point do I want to maybe just turn away, go back to something more resourced? Sort of this back and forth movement, kind of turning into it a little bit, opening. Sometimes we open and it just comes up and it can work itself through. Other times it's like, I'm not sure if I want to go totally into there, just a little bit, and then go back. Better, it feels better to go back to somewhere where there's more stability or more steadiness, like a breath. Just playing around there a little bit. The basic turn towards attitude, though, is that you have this welcoming, friendly attitude, curious, breathing normally. When we work with anything that's challenging, you kind of notices there may be a center of it, and then there's sort of this radiant area around it, which is often us braced against something or struggling with it or resisting it in some way. And what we're trying to do is just let that part of it go. So we just notice the thing itself, getting really delicate with your attention, feeling the edges of where this thing is, whatever this thing is, feeling the sensation. And this isn't speaking to your experience, stay on with your regular practice. It's just for folks for whom there's something there. And there's this kind of really delicate feeling into it, like if you're pollinating it, your attention. And then if it feels like it gets too edgy or too much, you just swing back to noticing your breath or your hands or sounds or even opening your eyes. And that's the movement. Play around with that for a bit.